Welcome back, everybody, to the After High School podcast. And today we're back in Florida with a very special guest. Introduce yourself, please.
I'm KODASTEVEN, if you guys know me. So you see me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I don't post on YouTube much, but I'm here. Anthony finally invited me.
Yes.
So let's see what we got going on today.
I should say hi, but maybe I should say Taguay Guatao. I forgot how they say it.
Are you trying to speak to me in my native language?
Yeah. That was a bad attempt. I tried it.
No, you're good. You're good.
Was I close?
No.
Okay.
But hey, it's fine.
It's because I saw in like an old video of yours that you wanted to learn your native language.
Yeah.
So I tried it.
I got to a point where I was learning it, but then I stopped.
Okay.
But it was a good try.
Yeah,
it was a good try. Yeah.
I was watching that video back and forth, but we were busy doing and setting up. I kind of forgot how the pronunciation was.
You're good.
But yeah.
Hey, I love that effort.
Yeah. Okay, so we basically how we got here, I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown. Christian and Chance were coming out here, and I was just like, oh, let me just join. And I came out here and I hit up Steven to see if he was down to come on the podcast. He said yes. So shout out to Steven. But
gotta do my big one.
Yeah. So this is the After High School podcast. I'm the host, Anthony. I don't know if I said that already, but let's get into it.
Yeah. What did you say? After high school?
Yeah,
podcast?
the After High School podcast. Because I started this podcast after high school, and so it's like I like to see people's path they take after high school, and also go on a little deep dive of how they were in school. Because I feel like that's what really shapes the person.
Okay.
But yeah. Why are you laughing, Christian? Okay.
All right.
Okay, because
you didn't study with me.
We're about to find out.
Well, I don't know where should we start.
No, I got you. So growing up, you grew up in Puerto Rico, and then at the age of 3, you moved.
Well, when I was born in Puerto Rico, and then after I was like 1 year old, we went to live in Rhode Island, which is like north, because my dad worked in construction up there. But then when I was 9 years old, my dad was like, okay, so I want them to live the Puerto Rican experience. And then we officially moved back to Puerto Rico.
Okay. And you don't have any memories of Rhode Island?
Oh, I do.
You do?
I remember Marcos. It was a good time.
Okay. And then you go back to PR, and how long do you stay there after? Like, you stayed there?
And PR, I stayed until 2019 after the Hurricane Maria hit. I don't know if you ever knew about that.
I heard about it.
Well, after the Hurricane Maria hit, we moved back to we moved to Florida, and we just started trying to build up our life here.
Okay, but that means you also went to school in PR.
Yes.
So I want to know, what is it like going to school in Puerto Rico?
It depends what school you go to, because you have your public schools and then you have your private schools. I was in a public school because no money for private school. Okay,
and it's the same as over here, like middle school, high school.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I didn't go to middle school or high school here.
Oh, you didn't? No.
Okay. But remember.
Oh, okay. So at what grade was it separated? Was it like you went to one school for a certain amount of years, or is it one school the entire time?
So for elementary school, it's like it's kindergarten to 6th grade, and then middle school 7th grade to 9th grade, and then high school 10th to 12th. But they changed it now, and they made it like here in the States, which is like 9th grade to like 12th grade, like in high school.
It's high school.
So everything has changed now, honestly.
Okay. And how were you in middle school?
In middle school,
like, what was your mindset? What kind of student were you in?
I was literally just a weirdo in middle school. I was trying to find myself out. I didn't really have enough friends. Well, the thing is, let me just gather myself, because when I moved from the States to Puerto Rico, back to Puerto Rico, I was like this gringuito. Like, I was, this Puerto Rican, but gringuito. I was a little bit Americanized, and a lot of like the Puerto Ricans there were just like bothering me, or didn't know, like they were treating me like that, right? Yeah. Because I was like an outsider for a while, so I would do things a lot differently, and I don't even know, like, Puerto Rican culture, I was not into it much because I was in the States, like, growing up as a kid. So whatever I did, it was like not normal to them. So pretty much they bullied me
in middle school.
Yeah.
And then was it the same when you transferred to like the high school?
No, in high school I kind of opened up my shell more. I got along with a lot of people. Got into a lot of fights.
Really?
Won some, lost a lot. Dang. But I put my name out there, and I was pretty much nice with everybody. Everybody was cool with me. Yeah.
That's cool. Did you have a group of friends like in high school that?
I was really diverse.
Okay.
I had a couple of group of friends because I would always accommodate to like every group. But I had like my one group, which was like most of them had spoke English that I felt more close to. So yeah.
Okay. And when you were in PR, were you already like was Spanish already fluent with you? Like, did you already know Spanish? Was it ever a problem?
No, I knew Spanish since I was a kid because my parents, they never knew English perfectly, so they would like they had to like speak to me in Spanish.
Okay.
So I did had issues like linguistic issues, but I went to like therapy for that. But it wasn't that much. Well, it was an issue because I stayed back in first grade, but it was a process. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So English was.
It was right there. It was right there.
And then when you come back to Florida, or when you come to Florida, what age were you?
When I came back to Florida was in 2019. I was 19 years old.
Oh, 19. Damn. Okay. And how was that? Like, how was the transition?
It was terrible because I graduated from high school and I already had planned to like go to this university. And my father was like, "Hey, Hurricane Maria hit. It's not going as well as we planned. You have to come to the States and you have to work." So after that, I first came with my dad to the States, and we were working. I was working in a peanut factory. It was fun. It was all right. But then I think a couple months later, I left back to Puerto Rico, and then I brought my mom and my sister, and it was starting all over again. Like, it was a new, I don't really even say culture, but it was trying to get into the American society again. I did not know, like, how do I say this? It's like starting all over again because when I was in Rhode Island, I was like already Americanized. But when I went back to Puerto Rico, you know, I was trying to like restart my life and everything, getting into the Puerto Rican culture. And then when I came back over here, it was doing that like vice versa.
You had to get accustomed to like the American, like,
yes. And there were, where we moved to, it was like a small town up north. There wasn't much Latinos there, but we tried our best because there was a church, but nobody really talked to me though. But it was hard. It was hard. I didn't know how to like get back into society here.
Okay.
But after like, what is it? In 2023, at the beginning of 2023, that's when I met Cristian, and I got to like make friends.
But when you came back, was the goal to be like, oh, I want to go to college, I want to?
Okay, let's start there. Yeah. When I came back here, and it was immediately starting to work, just to make money, because my dad, he's disabled. He used to be paralyzed when I was younger in 2012, and now he can walk, he can do things better, but he can't do like things completely well as how he used to. So I started working and trying to get the bills good and his medicine and my mom's health issues. And after a while, we did decide to go to college. My sister and I, we decided to go to college together in Gainesville. First, we were there for 6 months, but everything was just so much, like working, having to drive over there. School, like we were not keeping up with it, and we were getting bad grades, and that's not what we wanted, and we had to like just drop out. We left with student loans, which was the worst thing. But we just had to get back to work, honestly, and I couldn't like complete college or anything.
But when you were in college, what were you studying?
We were studying medical assistant.
Okay. And then the goal was to, after graduation, to find like what kind of job? Like,
so I entered that profession because of my sister. I still did not find what I wanted to do because ever since I was a kid, I was always doing social media, like on Facebook or on YouTube. I was doing like these mini videos and stuff like that, but I wasn't like doing big stuff. But I didn't have a plan on what I wanted to do because I was always changing my thought process on, oh, I'll be a doctor, I'll be a vet, or I'll be a farmer, but I never got into it. So my sister was the one who's like, no, we're going to do a medical assistant and we're going to try that. And we didn't do it. We didn't do it.
Did she go through with it?
No, We both was like, all right, we out together.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just because that's something that happens to a lot of people. They go into college not knowing what they want to study, or or what they plan for the future.
Yeah.
So they just take classes people suggest to them,
Mm-hmm.
and then they don't end up continuing because that's not really what they want to do.
Exactly. A lot of people's like, no, well, you know what? Just do something that will just make you the bag. Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, I understand how people just want to for the money, but if there's a point where you're just not going to have fun with it and you're going to end up with student loans because you're going to be like, no, I don't want to do this no more. Student loans. And I still haven't paid my student loans. Did you go to college?
I have not gone.
Oh, because you just graduated though.
Yeah, but also I knew that I was going to be in that predicament where I don't know what
I wish
study.
I was you. I wish I was you.
Yeah, like I told my psychology teacher all the time, I'm like, I don't want to go to college. And he would always be like, you should at least try it. And I'm like, I'm gonna try it, but I'm not a school person. I don't like the environment. I don't like doing like a subject. And then at the end of after you graduate, what are you gonna do? You get a job to do like something behind the desk or something you have to clock in every day too.
Yeah.
In the back of my mind, I've always wanted to do this and social media and stuff like that. But yeah, so thankfully I didn't.
Yeah, good job. Good job. You don't got student loans.
Yeah.
I still haven't paid my student loans.
Yeah. Oh, dang.
Or my
Is it a lot?
No, actually it's like $6,000, but I have so many bills that I have not paid. Yeah. So everything's just accumulated. You know, I'll just leave that for the future me, which I shouldn't, but you know, problems later.
Yeah. So. And then you had mentioned, I had already heard about your Facebook videos because somebody had mentioned it to me.
God. Someone.
Yeah,
we
somebody upstairs. But yeah, so I want to ask, what is the first, like, where did you first post on? What social media what did you post?
So I think the first social media I ever post on, like a video. Yeah. Like a video. It was on Facebook, I believe. Okay. That's when I posted a first like video. I don't remember which one it was because I think it's the one with the purple jacket. I think you know that one. That was like, dun, 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 dun. I think it was. Yeah. That one. Because then I posted that one on Facebook, but then I posted that one on YouTube. Okay. Which somebody hacked into it and I can't get back to it on Facebook. So you guys can just go on Facebook and look up Kota Steve and just go through my page. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then from there, how long was it until you actually started taking it seriously? Or was that the start?
So that was the start. Okay. But you know, I did have to get like a job or something, but I didn't. I didn't. I was living with my parents at the time, and they were like, I knew I could make it in social media because I was so always like consistent and persistent with it. Like I know that I can do it. Like I was always manifesting it, and there was a point where my dad was like, Steven, you need to get a job. Yeah. And I was like, Dad, like I can do this, please. And he's like, he's like, it's okay, okay. Because where we lived, it was like based on income, so I could have been there. I could still be there right now, and I wouldn't get a job, and I could just be there chilling. But you know, I don't want to live my life like that. Yeah. So I was just like, just give me one more chance. And he's like, okay, go ahead. So that's when I started. TikTok had came out, and I started posting on TikTok. And back then they had some weird trends and viral videos, but I started like that, building a community, and I had probably 7,000 followers, and then after that I started growing up until like I found my niche on TikTok.
Okay. And you only have that one account, or was there like an account that got banned on like previous, or was it just that one?
So the one that got banned, wait, let me remember. No. So on TikTok, I got to a point where I got about 175,000 followers, and then somebody hacked it. And then after a while, I was not posting, probably like 3 months. And then I went back into it because I was able to get it. And then I restarted it, which is the one that I have now.
Okay. Because I went to the bottom of it, and I was just like, damn. Because like it was doing good. Like the second video was like something million.
Trust me, there was more videos. There was a lot more videos, but I was like, the moment I knew I was blowing up, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna start deleting. I'm gonna start deleting these videos because this is cringe. Even though I have a lot of cringe videos, but I was like, no, I'm gonna start deleting because this cannot be the first video that somebody sees and be like, oh, that's what you did. No.
Do you regret deleting any of those videos or no?
I regret deleting some of them because I was actually having fun. Like it's not that I don't have fun with my videos, but there was moments where I was in the moment having fun, and I miss those. I miss those.
Okay. And what did your parents think when they started to see the numbers? Like, you know, on the videos, or did you tell them?
So at the time we lived in a camper. It was like a 1-bedroom camper.
Okay.
My sister was in the room, and my mom, dad, and we were sleeping in the living room.
Okay.
And they would just see me do TikTok all the time. And he was like, "Hey, do you have followers?" I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, I have followers." And what is it? There was a moment playlist. We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
It's like VidCon. Like it's here in Orlando. They do that. I don't know if they still do that, but playlist was a thing back then. And I looked at my mom. I was like, "Mommy, do you imagine, okay, like I do like so good on social media that I get to go to playlist?" And she's like, "I know, Mio. Like then people's gonna be in your business, and that's too much. You have to go over there, and I want you here with me. Like I don't want that." I'm like, "Oh my God, Mommy, you're preying on my downfall. I don't like that."
I always like to hear what other people's parents think, because I know how my parents like took it. But it's like everyone's different, and everybody's parents are different. Because some people are like, "I don't want you doing that stuff."
Yeah, my parents are super religious.
Okay.
And whatever I did reflected on them. So they were always like on top of me. They're like, "You have to be in the choir. You have to preach this day. You have to like set up a Bible study and speak to like everybody else." And you know, whatever I did reflected on them. And I just wanted to be me. I had plans on what I wanted to do with my life, but they already had plans for me. And it took a while for me to like stand up for myself, and mostly for them to understand that I'm my own person and that I wanted to just live life and experience it. Fast forward to 2022, I got to playlist. And I had a panel, and I was with Drew Afalo, which I spoke to you earlier about her. And we were on a panel, and we spoke about our experience, our social media, and everything. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And then how did they take that? Like,
my parents, afterwards, they saw my success. After they saw my success, they were really supportive.
Okay.
They were talking to all the family, to all their friends, like, "Ay, mira, mi nene está en TikTok," and their friends like, "Hey, so like, what is that?" And they're like, "Get into it, like download the app," and they were download the app.
And the funny thing is now all the parents are starting to use it now, like officially, like most parents are on it, but now, boom, it's like
listen,
away.
I trust like for real. Like my mom has an account, and I don't like it because she be posting videos about me. I'm like, "Mommy, I'm supposed to be chilling at home right now," and she be posting me doing some random stuff for sleeping. And then my dad posts his own thing now. Like I'm glad that they're on TikTok and like they get to like live that moment and like do their thing. So it's like so weird from then to now.
And the app just got so popular, it's like you can't avoid it. But now it's going away.
It's going on. Yes. I don't want it to go away. Hopefully somebody does something about it, because that there's no other app like TikTok, honestly.
By the time this podcast comes out, there would already be something like.
We'll see. We'll see. By the time this comes out, let's see if it's still here.
Yeah.
Or if not, then y'all will. I don't know where y'all gonna see me. Oh, or YouTube or Instagram. So hopefully, if I post.
But all your videos are extremely funny. But do you think you get your humor from one of your parents, or is it just like you were just born like
I definitely feel like I got my humor from my mom.
Okay.
My dad is funny, but I got my humor from my mom. My mom, she was in Puerto Rico. She would always do these events, like she would be singing, acting. She would always be like dress up as a clown and just be funny. And I definitely got it from her. I was always watching her. And there was a lot of moments where she would do performances, and she would give me a part. Or even with singing, she would be like, "Okay, you're gonna sing this with me," and that's where I learned it from. Like my mom. Like I don't think I would be able to like do social media so well if it wasn't for her.
That's nice. And in PR, is it like common for people to have like pets just like here, or no?
Well, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm coming into it not knowing anything. You know, no, I'm just asking a question. You know.
No, yeah.
Okay.
We have a lot of dogs on the street. Okay. But if you want to rescue one,
I know.
We have pets. Yes, we have pets. Some people here have what is it? Species of animals, like weird ones.
Yeah.
But we don't have those in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
But you know, you'll see us with a horse. You'll see us with a pig and stuff, a goat. But it's just so funny.
I was just asking. I just want to make sure you know.
No, you're good. Okay. You're good. That's so funny.
But it was kind of like it was gonna be a transition to like, because they had mentioned to talk about your first dog. Yeah. Could you talk a little bit at what age you got it, like the dog?
I'm trying to remember which dog. Because when I was in Puerto Rico, all we had was Chihuahuas.
Okay.
And there was at one point where I got to have a Siberian Husky, but then he was taken away. We never, because we shouldn't have done that, but we had dogs always like suelto, like free.
Yeah.
Because we lived on a mountain. So we wouldn't like cage them at all or like put them in the chains or let them inside of the house. Like, sometimes they would get inside the house and we would just be vibing with them, but we would always like let them be around the village and just like them vibing and stuff. So that's Rocky.
Okay.
I remember Rocky
because they had mentioned that one of the dogs I think had a connection to because your name on TikTok.
Yes, that was before I moved here.
Okay.
Before I moved here, so that's a whole story. When Hurricane Maria hit, my father he moved to Florida. And he was in Florida with his friend trying to like find like jobs for me and trying to see what we could do when we move over here. And it was a big responsibility because I had to take care of my sister, my nieces, and my mom. And I was just like always in school at the time. And then I was doing like my own thing and I was sad. And I had a friend that gave me a dog that she found off the street. And his name, I called him Kota because I was a Disney child when I was a kid, and my favorite movie was Brother Bear from Kota. Like the actors are Kota and Kenai, like the bears, Brother Bears. Have you ever heard of that? Yeah, you're not that old. I mean, young. Come on.
I know. I heard about it.
Okay. So Brother Bear, and I named my dog by one of the characters named Kota. And now, before I'm saying this all like recklessly, so. Before I moved over here, somebody had poisoned him. Yeah. But it was really sad. And I decided to keep his name in my Gmail, but then I was like, I'm gonna use that in my username. So I keep him in like pretty much in everything, honestly. Now my passwords, you guys will never take my passwords away. Yeah. So I don't have him in my passwords just in case y'all want to try to hack me.
Because who had told me was because I think I had mentioned it to Christian. I was like, oh, do you know why his name is like KODASTEVEN? Is that like a middle name or something? And he told me, he's like, just ask. You know? And then,
there you go.
But speaking about Christian, I want to get into how you met Christian.
Oh my God.
And Papito, because, you know, later on I talk about the
So, as I mentioned, when I moved to Florida, I was very closed off. I didn't make friends or anything. I tried to go out and make friends, but it never worked until I was doing social media. And Christian one time had reached out to me through TikTok or it was Instagram, one of the both. And he was like, hey, post this. And I was like, who are you? Like, I don't know who you are. But then on TikTok, he wrote to me. He's like, hey, like, I think you're pretty funny. Like, come down, let's do a video and stuff. And I was like, okay, sure. Because I was very close off because I already saw so many people on social media say, oh, like people, you have to watch out with other influencers. They're fake or, you know, you'll get into issues. So I wanted to make friends, but it was so hard because this is such a big industry and the way people act is like not the best. And I don't want to like get into like issues or drama with anyone. So I was always standoffish with Christian until there was one day he was like, hey, I'm going to make a video like trying this chicken burger at a place. Do you want to come down to down over here? We can make a video. I'm like, sure. So I went to meet him in Orlando and he was, I went to pick him up at his place.
Oh, really?
I went to meet him in Orlando. I went to pick him up at his place. He said, come at 12. I went at 12. I parked in front of his house and there was an hour passed by and he still did not come out. He said till this day, he would say, I told you to come at a certain time. No, he said 12 and he still did not come out like an hour later. And then his first things were, words to me was like, what pronouns do you go by? Like, I don't know what you go for. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I don't care. You just he, him, I guess. Yeah. And then afterwards, we went to make the video at the chicken place, and we just kicked it off from there. I was super excited that I was making friends and stuff. I met his parents. I met his girlfriend that same day. So I got to. That's the day where he told me that he's Puerto Rican, and that I got to meet his mom, that she's also Puerto Rican, and I was like, oh, this is at home for me. And we had amazing conversations. Everything was like so cool. And then after that, back to back, I was coming to Orlando and I was just vibing with him.
Okay. And where were you living at that time?
At that time, I was living in Ocala, Florida, which is like an hour from Orlando.
Okay.
It's north. It's a pretty much it's a small town. Not that much like anything good there, but just alone.
Okay.
You know.
And then did he introduce you to Papito, or do you meet him like?
After a while, I had met Christian. I met Papito because I'm trying to remember when I met him. Oh, so I don't know if Christian has ever told you like about the big trip that we took to LA to film the Avengers kit.
Yeah, we did talk about it last.
So when we went on that trip, we were going to the airport, and out of nowhere we saw Papito there, and we shook hands, but we didn't like spoke to each other like that. And then afterwards, we were in LA, and that's when we were doing like Mamita stuff, but it wasn't like actual Mamita stuff. That's when we got the idea, and I had told him, hey, if we actually do this, let's do this with Papito, because it would be funny. And then when we came back to Orlando, we started making Mamita videos, and that's when I got to meet Papito more.
Oh, okay. And how was that LA trip for you? Because we kind of touched about it with them on how their experiences was, but how was it for you?
Listen, I've gone to LA before by myself, but going with Christian, which Christian has such a diverse, well, I don't want to say diverse. He just has a following of a lot of people that I don't know, or people that are different than my audience. And it was fun, but at the same time, it wasn't like that pleasing. There was a lot of things that had happened. It's not like crazy. It was just like moments where I was asked to do like certain things in like videos because I was gay and stuff. And I was just like not really that happy, and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And Christian would be like, don't do it if you don't want to do it. So I really appreciate him for that. But it was fun. The trip was fun. It was stressful because always making content somewhere else, like you don't know what's gonna happen. So you're always stressed. But I'll do it again. I'll do it again. It was fun. I got to meet a lot of people, and I got to know an environment of who to hang out with.
Because it was so many influencers.
It was so many. I knew the majority of those influencers. We were mutuals. None of them like really much spoke to me, but either way, I liked them. I don't know if they liked me. Okay. But
it was just a cool like trip.
It was a cool trip. Yeah, it was a cool trip.
And then once you get back, that's when you like start the thing with Papito, like the official Mamitas.
Yes, that's when we started officially doing Mamita videos, and I was like, let's do this, because I don't know what song it was. I think it was Up by Cardi B, or no, it was Bongos by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. And I was like, let's do this video. And we did that audio for a Mamita video, and then Cardi B commented. And I was super excited because I love Cardi B.
That's wild.
And I was super excited for that. And then after that, we just kept on going.
Okay, so the Mamitas group starts. You guys continue to do videos. But that does lead to, at least from what I saw, it was like a beef between you and Christian.
Oh, my God.
So, like, the real question is, was, like, the beef between you and Christian real?
The beef was, like, semi-real. Okay. The real tea was that I just had a lot going on.
Okay.
I was always in between Puerto Rico, like having to go, because I still go to Puerto Rico and I take care of my grandfather. And at the time I was taking care of my grandmother. And I would always be with my parents. So I'm like taking care of like various people at the same time. So I was like, hey, I can't do Mamitas this day. Or weeks would pass by and Christian would be like, hey, like, we're trying to set up a date. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, it's just so hard because I have a lot of things going on, and then I have to focus on my own content. So, like, we can't get to a middle ground yet. So he was like, okay. There were moments where he would just like get pissed off. I'm like, I know you're not getting pissed off because I have responsibilities. Okay. So it was a little bit of a clash, at least on my end. So if he says that it doesn't, I don't know about him. But he was like, you know what? Let's do this thing where we're beefing. And let's do this thing where we're beefing and see how long that goes, and we can do videos, me and Papito, and you can take your time. I'm like, I will take my time. I will. But that beef was like subtle, but I know he had a little bit of beef in him.
Because like I could tell, like there's sometimes I could tell it was like real, or like I couldn't tell. I mean, I couldn't tell if it was real or.
I have fun with the videos, but I can be a little bit sassy when it comes to Christian. You know, you got to keep your 10 toes with him sometimes.
Oh yeah, He
So
be
I say
sassy.
he's a sweetheart, but he's a sassy. So sometimes you gotta get above his level to be able to grab him.
Cause I was kind of shy at first to like joke around, cause like
Mm-hmm.
I like to like joke and like make jokes and shit. But last time I didn't really like go into him like joking wise, cause I was like I'm just meaning him. I don't want him to think I'm like
No,
like
definitely
digging on him.
Yeah.
But this time like he was kind of going in on me. I was like okay. He
No,
gave me the
definitely.
green light to
No,
like
definitely. No, when I first met him, he was
Yeah.
going crazy. I'm like, oh, this bitch. I know this bitch ain't coming for me right now.
exactly.
So I was like, I see how you do.
You
I
gotta
see how you
play.
do. So you want to play like that? Okay, let's go like that. So with him, I just go on a roll with him. I still do.
And then of course like, everything now like all like the beef is like done with.
Yeah.
And a few days ago, you had a present for both Papito and Christian. Yeah.
The Mamitas chain. The Mamitas chain.
Can you break down where you got the idea to get it and then how like it all came?
So we've spoken about before on doing merch about Mamitas, but we didn't like grasp on what to do it about.
Okay.
So for Christmas, I got Christian. I don't know if you know this show. It's called Baddies, and it's about like a group of girls like traveling around the country or out of the country, and they perform, they dance and stuff like that, and they sometimes fight. So they all every time, at least in this new season, every time they fight or they like demonstrate that they're like really bad bitches or stuff like that, they get a chain. And they get a chain and that says Baddies. So that's where I got the idea of like me and Christian and Papito. I decided to get a Mamitas chain for each one of us. And because I got them into watching Baddies. First I got Christian.
Okay.
Because he was like, that show is like so dumb. But then when he would come to my house and watch it with me. I'm like, come on, like just give it a chance. Christian. Just give it a chance. It was either that. I remember he was at my place and we were eating Taco Bell. And no, we were eating Chipotle, and he was like, I want to watch something. Oh, wait. I was like, okay, so it's either Baddies or we watch My 600-Pound Life, because I like watching that. I'm really weird. But he was like, no, let's watch Baddies, because Krishan is on it. I'm like, okay, cool. So we started watching Baddies in my living room with his girlfriend. Okay. And after he saw, like, the fighting scenes, he's like, oh, this is good. This is good. I'm like, oh, my God. Christian, what? Okay, and it kept being a Sunday thing where they would come to my place and we would watch Baddies.
That's cool.
And then there was for Christmas, we were decorating cookies at Papito's place. Okay. And I was telling Papito, I'm like, let's watch Baddies, and his girlfriend knew about it. He's like, ¿qué es eso? I'm like, it's una tipa que se ponen a pelear y a like perform and stuff. Like I was explaining to him. Yeah. And he's like, okay, but dale, let's watch it. And then he was like, oh, man, that video is good. Like, that episode was really good. And then I found out that he kept watching it because I have the app, and then they have it on their TV. And then when I would go watch an episode on my phone, I would see, like, a lot of episodes watched. I'm like, who's watching these episodes? And then I was like, oh, it's Papito. So I got them into it, and then that's where the Mamitas chain came from. Okay. And I'm just excited because the way they reacted was really the best thing. Yeah.
That was a cool reaction when I saw it. Because it was like the day before I came, I saw it. And I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is recent.
Listen, people want to play with me. It was expensive, okay? Getting 3 chains was not, it was not cheap, okay? Maybe for some people. But, hey, it was expensive. It's shining right now. Editor, put some shiny glow on it to make it look good. But it was a good chain, okay? It's expensive, at least for me. Okay, we're not gonna get into details.
And then, like you mentioned, both Christian and Papito both are in a relationship. So that means you're the only one in the group not in one. So this is the portion where we talk about the person's love life.
Oh my
God.
God.
So, Steven, have you ever been in a relationship?
I've never been in a relationship.
Not like something small?
So in high school, I was going to be in a relationship with this one guy, but he was just asking too much from me and wanted me to be something that I wasn't. So I ended up losing weight like for like on my senior year. I got skinty. When I tell you I got skinty and fine, oh my God. But then literally the first day we saw each other, he said, oh, you look the same to me. Because everybody was complimenting me. And he was just like, no, you look the same to me. I got so mad. And after that, like it was an issue with my love life. I was very insecure, and I never got to like go out, meet guys. And since I moved here, like I was with my parents the whole time, and it was just terrible. And at the time, I didn't come out to my parents. So in 2019, that's when I came out. So I wasn't like really much doing stuff or meeting people until was it? Yeah, in 2019 I came out, and then after that I tried downloaded Tinder, and now and then I talk to guys, but I never go on dates. They want to, but I still do get insecure and stuff. But now I'm going to Puerto Rico. And I've been talking to this guy. And he wants to meet. So I will be meeting. I will be meeting him this time. Okay, this trip ain't gonna be for free.
I've seen people on TikTok do like, all right, get ready with me to go on this date.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, I was gonna ask you. Yeah.
If TikTok does not get banned, you will see.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot. I forget about that.
Yeah, no, I'm tired of being lonely. I'm tired.
But when you are looking for somebody, like even before the person you're talking to right now, is there a list of qualities that you're like, oh, I would want them to have this? Like, did you have a list or no?
Honestly, the thing is, since I haven't been like out there with someone yet, I don't know what to like ask for someone. Respect. I just want them to be funny and that we can like match vibes in certain areas. That's it. But that's about it. Like I don't really know. I just want it to come. I want it to be able to be a dream, just to be in a relationship. You know about a relationship. How long have you been in a relationship?
6 months at the end of this
6
month.
months?
Yeah. But we were talking for 3 months.
So basically 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
So almost like a year knowing each other. And it's funny. I asked that because when I was single, I remember I had on my phone, like I wrote, I think I did a video, and somebody asked me, oh, do you have any qualities you look for in a person? And I said it because I was like, this is not realistic. I'm just saying this is my dream person.
Yeah.
And I had said it in that video. I like went down the list. I was like, I know it's not gonna be like, I'm not gonna find the person like this. It's just like hypothetical.
Definitely.
And I ended up finding like the girl I'm with now, Andrea.
Okay, rub it in my face.
No. I actually met her at my sister's.
She's really pretty though.
Thank you.
I saw her. Yes. I was like, oh, when you guys did the army thing for Halloween, oh my god, you guys look so pretty together.
But I had met her so like out of nowhere almost. Like it was my sister's 15. So when she first walked in, I had to make sure she wasn't family. You know.
Oh, I get it. I
had to be like, yo, that's not like a second cousin. Or anything. I've never seen her before, and it was my sister's friend. Is sister, so she.
Okay, then you're in a good place.
Yeah, so my sister just invited her friend, and then she brought her sister with her.
Okay, that's good. Her. Yeah,
and I met her, and then like that day, I was not expecting to like dance at all or do anything. I was just like, it's gonna be my sister's skiing set. Yeah,
you know how to dance?
Yeah, I asked her to dance, and that's how we started talking. And then slowly when I got to know her, I was like, she's cool. Like literally, like all the qualities. I was like she's take them down. And I was like, wow. And then I remember like just looking back on that video being like, that's so crazy that actually happened. And like I met somebody like that I always wanted. Yeah. And then everything's been going good.
Well, you know what? If it came to equality, the thing is that I always have a weakness for Puerto Rican men. Oh, okay. I do love like my people. I love me some Puerto Rican men. I love them so much. And if you're Puerto Rican and you know this word, I mean, me encantan los cacos. I don't know how to say that in English. But they're like, I don't want to say ghetto, but I love me some cacos. Like, there's so. But, you know, I accept everybody. But, you know, the first of my list is Puerto Ricans.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. You never know. If you say exactly what you're looking for, it might appear.
God, I be praying for you every night.
Yeah, because I wasn't expecting it. Like, I didn't think I was going to be in a relationship at that time for a while. And then.
That's the thing about love. Like, you want things to come out this way or this person to be like this or that, but are they gonna be like that? And then they will appear. Well, you got the lottery, okay? Not everybody does.
Is there? Do you think you would date somebody older than you or younger? Like, do you have like? And does it matter?
So I've been hit on by a lot of younger and older men before, but when it comes to younger men, I don't never get into it because they sometimes. They just say the random stuff and about like, I'm not even gonna say like I'm really, really old, but they say things that I'm just like not familiar with. I'm like, okay, we can't match. We can't match. And then when it comes to older men, like I'm like, okay, let's do this. And they're like, I just want to chill. I'm like, so you just want to lay down. So right now, when I had my Tinder account and I set it up from 24 to 28 and I'm 25, but 28 is a little bit pushed into it. Not that it's old, but at least for me, you know, I don't know if I want to adventure that area.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
Okay. And I was going to ask you, right now, you're not currently living in Orlando, Florida?
No, I left because of Christian.
Oh, okay. It makes sense. But yeah. So if you guys don't know, Christian's over there recording on his phone.
Yeah.
Yes, by the stairs. But so when you do have to film with the mummy, you have to drive all the way?
Yeah, I never mind driving. I've always liked driving.
Okay.
I drive very crazy, but I live in Tampa.
Oh, okay.
I live in Tampa.
And how far is that?
From Papito's place, it's about almost 2 hours.
Damn. And that's where you guys film?
At his place. Yeah,
Okay.
we don't do nowhere. No, I mean, they've told me before, let's go to your place, but I'm like, I live on a 4th floor. If you guys do any dances and any move, like we will be like evicted. Because the thing is, whole story. The thing is that I lived in Orlando on a 3rd floor, and Papito and Christian, we would be doing like Mamitas videos in my apartment, and they would be doing videos until like 3-4 in the morning. And I'm like, oh my God, they're making so much noise because they be stomping on the floor. And I was like trying to be quiet. One time when I first moved in, I had a stripper pole just to be cute and funny. But Christian was going crazy on that. And he was just throwing himself on it. And if y'all have not seen Christian on a pole, I wish I had the videos, y'all. I wish I did. Y'all will be surprised. But he was just going crazy and jumping on it, and that would be like making noise for my neighbors downstairs. And after a while of making Mamita videos, I had complaints. And then Chance, when we spoke earlier, Chance moved with me for like a month, and he would do lives like late as like at night, like 4 in the morning.
I'm like, his room is next to mine, so I heard it.
Yeah, and he'd be like, "Drop the galaxy, yeah! Thank you for the gift, thank you for the gift, Alyssa. Thank you, Melissa." And then I would never hear it because I'd be sleeping. I was sleeping, but my neighbors did. And then I had a complaint one day, and I had to go to the office, and they told me, "Listen, we're not gonna evict you because that would be on your lease." And then when you try to get another apartment, it's gonna show, and they won't like let you move in. So it's better for you to break the lease, which it would be like $4,000. Depends what type of lease you got. And I had to pay $4,000 because they didn't pay it. I did. And that's when I was just like, you know what, I'm done. I love them, but I have to just need my own space. And I moved all the way to Tampa just to be alone. So yeah, not that I hate them, I love them.
Because they had also mentioned that you had moved from one place because you had something to do with your asthma.
Yes. So after I had my apartment in Orlando, I moved into a house, and that house was made in 1978. And in that time, I think there was like this Chinese drywall that was like, it came out to be like a big lawsuit in the States, and that was like giving me asthma. So I was like, it was such a nice house though, and it was like a 3-bedroom.
Dang.
And I was there for like 4-5 months, and then I had to break the lease there too. And then that's when I moved to Tampa. At first, I was like living with my parents for a while, but then I moved to Tampa officially.
And is there any plans to move back over here?
So,
like just because it's like closer?
No, yeah, definitely. Like we be going crazy, we be fighting, but I love them. And I do plan on coming back. I miss the environment. I took my time off. I'd be lonely and stuff, but now I think we're like in a better position. Yeah. So I'm moving back to Orlando soon. I gotta finish my lease. But after that, I want to be able to connect with the boys more, and officially see we can do like a Mamita's YouTube channel and stuff like that. Have fun with that. So yeah.
Okay. And then you just mentioned you guys are like very close. You guys do videos a lot. Has there ever been like another influencer you've had like a really good dynamic with that you want to like do more content with besides like like Christian?
So when I first met people for the first time was Puerto Rican influencers that lived here. minus one, which one is his name is Carlos Calderon, that he lives in Puerto Rico. And then I met Edison. I don't know if you know Edison. He makes a lot of Puerto Rican content. He lives in Miami. And then we have Lex Del Valle, that she's from Jersey but lives in California, and they're all Puerto Rican. And I got close to them because, you know, we were from PR.
Yeah.
And I would always be down to make content with them. Like, I love them so much. That's like my first family. They welcomed me. That's when I got to know more about social media and how friends in that world works.
Yeah.
Like, I love them so much.
Okay. And is there still like an influencer out there that you have yet to work with that you're like, I want to work with them or make some type of content?
I'm down to do content with anyone. I Christian always says that. He's always like, okay, you need to pick someone because I know there's somebody out there. I'm like, I have no one. Like, it's not that I don't have like drive to like make videos, or I don't know. I see someone, I'm like, I'll do videos with them, but it's not like I want to, you know. I might get to a point. I don't know who, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, at least you made this video with me. Shout out.
Definitely, I did it with you. Yes, definitely.
So, yes, thank you. But has there ever been a negative experience you've had with other creators?
Okay.
Like, you don't have to get into names. I'm just talking about like in general. Because I'm asking this because I've heard a lot of people have very bad negative experiences. I have yet, because I've only collabed with a few influencers and like creators, so I haven't, you know, gone to LA, and I feel like that's the main spot where a lot of creators are. But I haven't had like a crazy bad experience at all.
So I don't know. I feel like now I joke around about it, but I've squashed. I haven't never had like real beef with anyone. But I'm not really into like beef or nothing like that. Because if I go, I'll go crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? But nonetheless, I never want that. I think there was just one time where I was at an event, to phrase the word. I was in an event, and let's say this person was inviting a lot of people to like this room to like have fun and do stuff. Not crazy fun. Like, I could just like chill and stuff.
No Diddy.
And no Diddy.
Yeah.
No Diddy. And I was just like, oh my God, so everybody's going over there. And he was tapping everybody. He's like, hey, can you come over here? We were on the same table. It was like a group of like 20 people. And he was like touching everybody and like, hey, let's go into this room and we're going to do like this chill moment and stuff. And then he skipped me and he went to the other person. And also, it's like, it's okay. It's a vibe. It's fine. What took me out of it was when one of the influencers had looked at him. He's like, hey, you forgot Steven. And he looked at her and he was like, oh, that's fine. Just bring him. And that's when I felt like very, very bad after that. And he left like, you already know he's a he, but left a very bad taste in my mouth.
Oh, okay.
But people be in the moment. So I don't know if it was just a moment. So I give second chances, not 3 times, but you know, that was just like,
yeah. So many opportunities like this have came through TikTok, of course. And we kind of touched on it a little bit ago, but of course we all know TikTok is supposed to be going away.
Oh God.
I think this Sunday.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. well, I kind of did have a question.
No, go ahead.
Like, how are you feeling about that? Like, what are you worried? Like, you know, like just what are your thoughts about it right now?
Sorry.
You're good.
So I had a lot of panic moments because, again, social media is my job, and TikTok is one of the platforms where I most have followers and where I have my brand deals. So there's moments where I do panic and get worried because this isn't just something. If I had to go work, I will. If it was just for me, like I'll still do it, but it's just worrisome because I don't only take care of myself. I take care of my parents, and their stuff is not cheap. Like, I'm not saying like material stuff. I'm talking about like medicine and their health, and I'm always being like there for them. And I've had a lot of moments where I've spoken to my managers, to my friends, and I freak out because before I got this amazing platform, I was not living at my best, and I was always in the hospital with my parents, and it was not good. But now, thanks to TikTok, I'm able to like help them, and everything's like better. So I don't know if the app is gonna be saved or not. All I have right now is my YouTube channel.
Okay.
and my Instagram. So I'm editing my YouTube videos to post them on my channel. KODASTEVEN, guys, go follow me. Subscribe. Yeah. And those are my 2 main sources that I have right now. Okay. But if not, you know, just gotta keep on going. If not, I'll work. I don't care. Yeah. Anything to like help family and just keep on. You gotta build up your life, you know. Yeah.
That was the second part of that. I was like, where could other people just go to see the content besides TikTok? Because like, there's all YouTube. Everybody's gonna be kind of transitioning to YouTube right now. Yeah. And that's why I kind of wanted to start like vlog. I did the Vlogmas just in case, because I had already, you know, like the news about TikTok's been a thing. Yeah. And then I remember it was like a long time ago they had mentioned it.
They mentioned it a long time ago. Yes. And I was just like, you know what? They're not gonna.
Yeah, I was like, I'll have that
now.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh my god, oh my god, please! I have 3 dogs. Please, I cannot.
But yeah. So if y'all don't know, make sure to check out Steven's Instagram and YouTube.
KODASTEVEN, you guys, please go subscribe and
follow me. He might start a podcast too.
I might start my podcast too. I had made a TikTok page for it. Okay. It has like 80,000 followers. Dang. It's called 1 Minute Pod. Oh. Because I wanted to do like a 1 minute idea.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I never started.
Yeah. I mean,
but if the TikTok app is if it keeps on going, then I will. Okay. Because I already bought like my mic. It's not like these, but you know, gotta start somewhere.
This is a crazy statement. Is it true that you spent $4,000 on crystals?
God. Oh, we're gonna talk about my tattoos. Okay. No. Okay, that's because that's another 4K. Okay. When I lived with my parents, I was starting to gain money off from TikTok, and I was so ignorant with like taxes and all of that, and like my parents were not like really on top of me with it too, neither. So not trying to blame them, but there was this moment where a lot of people in China were doing like these crystal things on like selling crystals on TikTok, where they would just like get a bucket out of like sand and crystals and be like, okay, you got this crystal. And I was obsessed with it for some reason. And I started ordering bags after bags after bags. And then it piled up to be $4,000 all together. Where are all those crystals right now? Family members, friends. Some of them are in my garage. You know, they're all over the house. So I did spend a big buck. I don't regret it. You know, I don't regret it because it was. No, actually, I do regret it because it's a lot of money. That was a down payment for a car. But yeah.
Okay, and that also brings up another question. When, let's say, I don't know what your biggest like, or the first time you got a big check from like a video or like a brand deal, but do you remember what you used that money for?
Or was I'm trying to remember. I think my first big check. I can tell you about my first check. My first check, I'm just gonna say my first check for now. You weren't on TikTok back then. Like, do you know the Creator Fund? Yeah. Okay, so at the beginning of TikTok, there was this thing where it was like the Creator Fund, and you'd be getting paid every day. Not like you getting paid. If not, at the end of the month, you get the money. So there was this Creator Fund, and I had made at the end of the month like $268. And Christmas was like right around the corner, and I was so happy because that's when I started seeing that I was making money off like social media, and I was like, "Thank you, God!" And I was like, you know, and at least with me, I grew up really religious, so I'm always including God in everything that I do, and I was like, "Gracias Dios Padre," like I was like, "Thank you, God," because you know I'm seeing the results. It was $268, but it was results. And I bought my family Christmas gifts because we have not celebrated, like, we didn't celebrate Christmas like in a good while, like in a right way. So I was like, okay. So I ordered my mom like knitting stuff. My dad was like some herramientas, how do I say that in English? Some tools. I ordered my dad some tools, my mom some knitting stuff, my sister I think some makeup stuff, and my nieces some toys. And so that's what they got for Christmas. That was my first check. I spent it on them for Christmas. And then I think when I first got my big check, I spent it on a car. Oh. I think I spent it on a car. Yeah. On my car that I have right now, which is an Equinox LT. So
it was a big check.
It was a big check. Yeah. And I was just like, "Okay, you can make this on social media?" Yeah. And my dad was like, "Oh, so it is a real job." I'm like, "Now you see, huh?" So yeah.
That's what really like assures them. Like when they see the check, it's like,
yeah.
oh,
I don't
do
show
your
them all
thing.
my checks now because they're gonna be like, "Oh, you got money."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Calm down, Dad. This is my money, my name on it."
Is one of your love languages gifting?
Yes, one of my
Okay.
love languages is gifting. I
Yeah.
always try to. That's why I'm in debt. That's why I have not paid my taxes. But I love gifting. Like when I met Christian's parents, his mom. Literally, I think the first or second day, she started speaking to me about these plates that her mom had given her, and there was like no more of those plates, like some type of plates that with some prints on it, and it was just like a second that she showed me that, and then for Christmas, I got her last year for Christmas. I got her. I found them on Etsy, and I gave them to her, and she cried so much, and I was like, "Oh my God!" So. That was like the best thing. Even though I gave Christian a Versace watch, but he hasn't worn it, and he always says, "I just have to fix it." It's been a year.
Okay.
It's been a year. So it was expensive too. It was $100, but I always my love language is gifting. So they know I always go 100 with it.
I'm the same way. I love gifting people stuff, and I was asking because like the chain, and I was connecting it with like all the other stuff. I was like, okay, yeah.
Why? Because you haven't fixed it? Go
Be
talk
careful with this.
Go talk. Sit down, Papa.
I have told him multiple times that I have to get the watch fixed because he didn't get it in the right size. If you're a
didn't.
gifts person, don't you think you would get it in the right size?
Yes. If you would have gotten fixed, like it's been a year.
You know
so
what I
haven't
got? You know
fixed
what I
it?
got him for Christmas? I got him an amazing gift.
And you know what? You have them because you haven't given them that to me.
I have them in the car.
Okay, then give it to me.
I bought him
Some swords from Attack on Titan anime, if you are familiar with anime. So
Steven.
he loves me so much. He hasn't fixed his watch that I gave him, and I spent so much money on.
A lot of money is crazy.
They're more than those swords.
Ah. Okay.
Oof. Let's start the beef over again.
Yeah.
All right. And one of your latest TikToks, I saw you were listening to the Bad Bunny album.
My God.
And I don't know if it's just me. When I think of Puerto Rico, I just think of Bad Bunny. I feel like
Of course, that's a big stamp. Of course,
I'm like that's Planet Bad Bunny.
Yeah, it's like I love music so much. There's like rare moments where I get into music, and I of course since I grew up in Rhode Island as a child, like I was already like beating to like American music, and when I went to Puerto Rico, transition, reggaeton, and then it was like all this reggae and stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm liking this, but I wasn't like very into like the like very into it, but I knew it. I liked it. I heard the songs. I know my songs. And when this album came out, this album is we're not gonna be like here for a while, but this album is everything to me. It speaks on like wanting to go back home, and I don't even know how to. I need to gather myself because I can get emotional, but it speaks about Puerto Rican people a lot. Before he released the album, he shared that short video, and being in Puerto Rico and experiencing the same thing that there was in that video was just crazy and was so eye-opening. And I think a lot of people like are aware of it now, which I'm super happy with this album. And I had to do a reaction to this album. And when you see my TikToks, that's me reacting to it, and people are like, "Oh my God, but you know the lyrics." I do know the lyrics because I was like replaying it a couple times like after I made it. And the album speaks volumes. It speaks about my childhood. It speaks about what the island is going through. It speaks about like it's not only about dedicated to Puerto Ricans. It's more dedicated to every culture, to get into your culture, spend memories with your family. There's a lot of kids, teenagers, and adults that have grown out of their culture and have forgotten who they are and what they are. Because, you are your culture. Your culture is big. You will always find something new every time. So you will always learn. And it's not just a Puerto Rican thing. It's just every culture should, go back to your culture, learn how to dance something from it, learn how to play an instrument, sing a song, and just get back into it. That's what basically this album is about. and getting in touch with your roots and, being more aware of what's going on.
I mean, I just been a fan of Bad Bunny for a while.
Yeah.
And when I heard it, I was like, this is really good. Because I had not, I think, listened to it when it came out originally, like the day of. Because I was just busy. And then I remember I would keep seeing TikToks. And they would explain and go into detail on, like, this song means this. It's the whole album is dedicated to, like, Puerto Rico. And, like, even the instruments they used. So then I think one day I was listening to it in the gym. And every song is kind of like stuck in my head. That's why if you guys see, I don't know if they're gonna be able to see now the TikToks, like recently, just all his sounds.
It's on my Instagram, y'all.
Oh yeah, it's on my
Instagram.
Reel. Yeah. So like,
go ahead.
Every video is just his like one of his songs. Like,
yeah.
I had missed 3 days going to the gym, so I mashed them all together and put 3 different songs for 3 different days. And yeah, so I enjoyed the album. So I was like, people from like PR, like probably like. Is like really resonating with the album, especially.
He really did his big one with this one. Honestly, like my dad, he's not like very into like all of that, pero like reggaeton and stuff. But he heard salsa, he plays the congas, and like him and we have like a bonding between like congas. Like we learn how to play with he teaches me how to like play the instrument and stuff. So he heard it and he was like, wow, that's amazing. Good boy. And I was like, yeah, he's doing good, pal. Yeah. So there's a lot of like adults that are getting into it and crying and understanding of what he's doing for the island and just more for the culture and for the people.
Were you as big a fan like before, or was it this album that like really took it there?
I remember when I was in high school, I don't know what album it was, but I know I was listening to his songs. I loved it. I still love his songs. Lo amo. Like, come on. But my sister, oh my gosh, she is obsessed with him. And it was just, this album was just like, it really like brought me back to it. It brought me back to him. And I was like, okay, not that he lost me. You could never lose me, Benito. I love you. But this one was just like it pulled me back. So
I think I originally found out about him. I think my brother's old. He's 4 years older than me. So he told me like, oh, this is who I'd be listening to. And then he put on one of his songs. And then from there, he got me into it. And then we've been to, every time he goes over there, like where I'm from, with DMV, like around Washington, D.C., every time for the last 3 albums we've been to, I've been to like the last 3. So I have like one of the keychains, and then the other ones I just have like the videos because they didn't give keychains. Yeah. But the one from 3 years ago or like 4 years ago, they gave a keychain. And I still have it. I just keep it all the time. Because like, I don't know. His like, it's like his music and then his look. It's just like very like, I was like, that's the guy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like, I don't know, whoever is gonna like top that. I don't know.
Cause like he was quiet a little bit after like his like after he goes like after he puts out his album, he goes kind of quiet, but then right back. Like Un Verano Sin Ti was crazy.
Un Verano Sin Ti. Oh,
I was telling Christian about this. I was like, because he said he likes the new one more than that one. I was like, I get it, but like that time and like just that summer of everybody cranking that album was crazy.
No, Un Verano Sin Ti was that was just like a crazy album. It was a good album. I love it. That's like probably like my top albums. Yeah. But I've just resonate with this one much more.
Yes. It's just like very summertime. I don't know. It was just like
definitely.
But I think you had talked a little bit about it. Your tattoos.
Oh my god.
How many do you have total? How many tattoos?
I think I have about 22 or 23. Okay. I wasn't obsessed with tattoos before because I wanted to get into acting, which I can still like get into acting, but it's not gonna be like my tattoos are there. And I had started with this small one. I was in Tampa with my friend at the time, and he was getting a tattoo with his family, and I was like, I should get one, and he's like, yeah, you should get one. I'm like, okay. So I got that one.
And how long ago was that?
That was like 4 months ago.
Oh.
Yes.
So all of these are like in the span of 4 months.
Yes.
So that's true.
This is just like the crystals in the span of like 4 months, 4K.
Because I heard people say like tattoos are an addiction. Once you get one, you want to get another one.
Yes, I did. I was like, nah, that's not true. But I was just like, I had plans. This arm was supposed to be a whole sleeve of like insects, and this one was supposed to be like the ocean. But then I went like crazy. So right now, I plan on getting 2 Bad Bunnies. Bad Bunny. Wait, one of them, I think I'm gonna do like the chairs, and then I'm gonna do like the other one, like playing la conga.
That's cool.
Bongos. Yeah.
And which one of them is your most meaningful tattoo?
So the most meaningful is I have like, okay, I would say two, probably, or three. I would say three. So I have this one, which is I like English, a scorpion, and my dad was like, he has a scorpion on his chest.
Oh.
And my sister has a scorpion as well. Like my sister and I, we got a scorpion tattoo, each one of us. And my dad, we weren't really close to my dad before. We had a lot of things going on. He's a very strong-headed man. And time through time of us moving here and opening up to him more, and him seeing us and us like seeing him, we were able to get closer. And I was like, hey, how about we get like a little family tattoo, and let's get a scorpion. And my sister, my mom is religious as hell. My dad too, but my mom is like hardcore.
Yeah.
And she's like, I ain't getting no tattoo.
Yeah.
I was like, how about we get you like a sticker, and that's it. And she's like, okay, we'll do that. So that one was really cute. I love my dad, and I feel like more closer to him. Okay. And I have Gimli, of course.
Oh, really? I didn't know. That's fire.
That's Gimli right there.
I told my parents, because I have a dog. His name is Romeo. He's 10 years old. So I told him if he ever passes, like,
let's not talk about that.
I have to get him, like, somewhere.
See, yes. Definitely. Like, Gimli right now, Gimli will help you get better. He has, like, a bacteria in his, like, lungs. Man. So he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But I've just been, every time I see him cough or anything, I'm like, I start crying because I don't want him to go. Like that dog is everything to me, and I just love him so much. Yeah. So I have Gimli. Later on, I have to get you Atlas and Draco. It's not that I don't like y'all. Y'all knew the family. Y'all need to calm down, okay?
Well, you put them around like the same area or this?
Yeah, I'm thinking like around the same area. But I have tattoos everywhere, honestly.
Oh, you got a Naruto tattoo.
That's Gaara.
Like, yeah, I know. I'm talking about like just a show.
Yeah. I plan on getting the other two, like probably like different than this one. But I think the other one that I love a lot is my sister and I. My sister and I, we also had like a little rocky relationship. I was more of like the big brother, let's say. But she got a butterfly and I got the moth with the moon, and because I'm obsessed with the moon and she likes the sun, so she got a butterfly with the sun and I got the moth with the moon. And those are the three tattoos that mean the most for me. Oh wait, no. Oh my god. I don't know if you know this. This is pretty old. You know Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I heard about it. I never watched it.
Oh my god. I love Lord of the Rings so much. I learned something from that franchise every time. I love it so much. So I have Elvish writing right there, and it means what about second breakfast? It's funny, but I love breakfast. So, and I love Lord of the Rings, and I love breakfast. So I'm always down to eat breakfast at any time. So that's about it. The other ones are like pretty much like crazy ones. Like this one is a Taino turtle from Puerto Rico. I don't know what else I should get.
I wanted that Garo, just not the like the face, but
the signal.
Yeah,
the
like
sign?
I wanted to put it behind my ear. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Chanson was just talking to me about that. He's like, do you know like anyone? I've spoken to a couple tattoo artists here. Yeah. So I already got him like in check. So yeah,
that's fire. My parents would kill me. I did a prank on them. My dad kind of accepted it once I showed him because it looked really pretty real. Yeah, and then. He was just like, I mean, what are we going to do about it? And it was an angel, so he was like, it's like nothing bad. My grandma, surprisingly, who's very against that too, she was cool with it. My mom wouldn't even look at it. I kind of like was like playing it off as soon as I got home. I was like, I'm not using my arm at all. And she was like, don't tell me. And then I pulled it out, and she could hear everybody's reaction. She was not looking at it. Like, she didn't want to look at it.
Dang.
Furious. And then I was just like, okay, now I know for sure if I get a tattoo, I'm getting kicked out of this house. But my brother has one, and he has a Tachi when he's dying.
Oh my god!
Like full face, like huge right here. Damn. And then he has like his bloody face, and then he has the scene where spoiler, Sasuke killed him
Yeah.
on here, like as like a like kind of like that, like a comic book strip.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, it'd be cool if I got the Sasuke part of that, because he only has
Oh,
the
so
part.
you're trying to kill your brother?
No, but it's just like so cool, like because that's the only anime I've
Ever watched? You ever watched?
Like,
oh my
fully.
god! Oh, fully?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a long anime.
Yes, like 700 or something.
Well,
like
not that
900.
bad. You don't know nothing about One Piece, but
Yeah.
we're not gonna get there.
And I started to get into Boruto, but there was so much
I know.
filler.
I couldn't even borrow
Yeah.
Forget about
So,
that.
but I was like, I maybe in the future would want to get the finished piece, because he just has like up until like I think Sasuke's finger, and then and then
Yeah, I
Itachi.
like that part. Yeah.
So I'd be like, that'd be fire if we just like one day just like, you know. But
No, definitely.
yeah, and he has I don't know if you watched Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
forgot his name. One of the
Tanjiro? Oh, which one? The yellow one?
the
Which one?
fire Hashira, the one that dies
Oh.
after the train
Hashirama?
arc.
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about. I
Yeah.
forget about him because he died so soon.
Yeah. So,
Spoiler.
So, oh yeah, spoiler. Again,
Spoiler
sorry.
alert. Spoiler alert.
So he has Itachi dead on this hand, and then him dead on the other side. It's
Okay.
crazy. It looks
Yeah.
pretty cool though. And then he kind of ruined, in my opinion. He put both of those, and then he put Pikachu smiling.
All right,
poking
let's
out.
not get
It
so
was
bad
like-
with Pokemon. I love me some Pokemon.
Yeah, but it was.
But
Just
I
like,
feel you. I feel you.
two-
It ruins the idea and everything.
yeah, I was like, bro, like that arm looked crazy.
Yeah,
You could've just kept
I wish
adding.
I could do like a full sleeve of something like, but I like my little patches of different things.
It was cool.
But yeah,
Everything just like fits together.
yeah, definitely. I still have spots to fill,
Mm-hmm.
so I have to see where I'm gonna put the chair and put like the bongos. I'm super excited.
And then this is kind of a funny story. Another one that I was bouncing ideas off of Christian. He told me
Oh,
that one
God.
time you were, I don't know where you guys were traveling to, but you brought some clay with you,
Oh my god!
and it looked
don't even-
like it was
that-
something.
That is not even a big issue. Okay, that was it. Like I don't know none of these things. Like I was so bored.
Yeah.
Like we were going to the airport. We were going to LA, I think, and it was gonna be a long airplane.
Yeah.
And I took some clay with me on the plane
Yeah.
because I was like, hell, like if I'm gonna be on the plane for that long, I'm gonna be like doing some pottery and make a TikTok, and I did. But he was like, Steven, like why did they stop your backpack? I'm like, oh, I don't know, but he's like, what do you got in there? I'm like, my phone, my stuff, my clay. He's like, clay. He's like, that's what they use for bombs, Steven. I'm like, oh, what would I know? Like I didn't know. I wasn't even thinking like that.
Yeah.
So they stopped me and stuff, but they gave it back. So I was after that. I think we went to LA again, and I took Play-Doh instead. They still stopped me.
Oh
But,
damn.
it's just Play-Doh. Damn, can't be living in peace.
No, yeah, it was a funny story because I was like, you guys got any funny stories you guys want me to go in with? And then they were kind of like, oh, no, I can't say that one. And then they would do that a lot.
They could probably. I don't know.
But I kind of waited till the end to talk about this because he said it was like something big in your life, family. He told me you're very family oriented.
Yeah.
So he said you're starting. I mean, you're pretty close to your parents now. Has it always been that way? Because you kind of.
So with my parents, it was always like a struggle. Because I love my parents. We were close, but we weren't that close. My dad, after he like was paralyzed and stuff, he gave his like, he turned to God, but then he started being strict, like that strict guy, because he was always like, oh, like okay, you can do that, you can do this, but then he turned to be like that strict guy, and my relationship with him was really iffy because anything that I did that was like, because I've always been gay. I came out to my mom when I was like 7 years old, and she's like, "You don't know what that is. You're 7, okay?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm pretty know, I know about it. Okay, I like Marcos at church." And she's like, "No, you like Rachel," and that's like a true story, which is funny because now Marcus is all grown up and he got married, and my mom was like, "Se te casó Marcos?" Like he got married. I'm like, oh wow. But I came out to her when I was 7, and she knew about it, but she decided to like ignore it. She's like, "You're just a kid." And then I came out again to her when I was like 12, and then she was like, "You still don't know what that is. Let's not talk about it." And my dad, he was never in the picture, but at that time he was always with his family in another town and doing his own stuff over there. And then in 2019, when we were here, after a while we were here, we settled in. I decided to tell my dad first that I was like gay because my dad would always be like, you guys are always telling your mom stuff first and you guys never tell me stuff first. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna let you know that.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, Dad, I'm gay. And he's like, I knew. He's like, I know. I just never wanted I never wanted to give you like that access for you to be able to be free. Like I never wanted you to come out, honestly. I was like, oh, wow. And after that, it was like a long conversation. He had offered me like therapy or like go to like a pastor to see like they could take it away or like do what is it, conversion therapy. But I was like, no, I know who I am, and like I've always been like this. You guys just never want to like hear it from me. And it was a really rocky relationship because I love church, and I remember one day my parents, we were all doing like, I don't know, have you ever gone to church before?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just asking.
No,
I don't know if you're religious.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
you're good. But like I don't know if you know about the misa of like the having the eat the bread and the uvita and the juice. But in their church they were doing that. And everybody was like about to go up to the stage, and I was going with them, and my dad looked at me. He's like, you can't come. Like, you can't come. Like, you're gay. You're sinning. And that, I've always done that since I was a kid. And that really broke my heart because that was like one thing that I loved doing with my family. And it was always fun. And then after that, I felt super bad, like being the one sitting in the bench while watching everybody on stage, like, you know, comiendo su like uvita and eating their little bread. And I'm like, well, I was hungry. Now I can't eat. And I was just looking at them and I was really sad. And after we went back home, church was the next day. And I told my dad, I'm not going to church no more. And he was like, I'm very disappointed in you. And after that, I didn't go to church no more. And my relationship with him was just getting worse and worse until I moved. With my mom, it's always been like iffy, but she's always been there for me. But not full acceptance. But when I moved, my dad noticed that I was like not home, of course. He was missing me, and he noticed like all the mistakes that he had done. And he was always looking for me. He was like always in my apartment. I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, you're always here. I pay my bills. Like, do you pay bills? I need you out. And he was like, no, like, let me do this for you. Let me do that. Till this day, he like goes, he's like, I'll go mop for you. Okay, go, acuéstate en la cama, go sleep in the bed, and I'll wash your dishes. I'll do everything for you. I'm like, no, like, you don't have to, Dad. But he was always looking for me, and I saw that he was like making up for, you know, everything. And which was funny because like a week ago when my mom saw the video about like the dog that I posted that with the Bad Bunny viral trending video, we were talking for a second about like the past, and I was like, oh, you never cared about that dog, Mom. And there was like a second I went to like do some skincare in the bathroom real quick, and she looked at me, she took off her glasses, and she's like, Steven, I'm sorry for like not being there for you in all the moments where you needed me, and I'm sorry like that I wasn't there to protect you in a lot of moments and things that happened. And I just want you to know that I love you and I accept you. I'm sorry. And after that, I was like, okay, Mom, thank you. I went to my car and I cried because I stopped looking for them to like apologize and everything until that moment happened. And I was like, damn, you look for it, you get mad at them for never saying sorry, and you just forget about it, and then out of nowhere you'll get it. Like they'll apologize by themselves. And my dad to this day, like, I don't think he has like apologized, but he has shown me in so many ways, and he accepts me when I talk about men or stuff like that. He's like, oh, you're gonna have a boyfriend or something like that. So he's like more accepting now. He's like super accepting now. And my mom as well. Like, we're always talking about like crazy stuff. I don't get too in depth with that because I don't want to get crazy. Yeah. But my relationship with them has been it's been much better than what it used to be. It was always toxic or very abusing, let's say. But now we're at peace. Okay. And I love that.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Very Disney movie.
Yes, very Disney movie. Yes. Oh my god. Run me my check. But I love them so much.
Yeah.
I took care of my father when he most needed me, and he does the same for me. And that's where I see my father's love language is like taking care. Me is buying stuff. So, perfect.
That's great to hear, But besides that, I don't want to glance over it.
You're good. Hey, we can talk about crazy stuff now.
Yeah, but like, I didn't want to be like, oh, next.
Yeah. You're like, okay, girl, bye. No, you're good.
But besides that, now it is, what's today's date?
It is the 15th.
January 15th. TikTok's date is Sunday.
All right. You keep talking about this.
It's because we're getting near to the end, so I was trying to like put a bow on everything.
You're good.
You started off on Facebook. You transitioned to TikTok. You grow this community on TikTok.
Yes.
I kind of want you to like give that community a message for them to hear this and be like, okay, this is what we can expect from Steven. Like if TikTok was to go away, if it does.
Well, you guys already know if TikTok were to go away, I will be very devastated. Okay. I built this community brick by brick.
Yes.
Okay. Y'all know I got almost 8 billion followers. There's not compared to the following I have on my other platforms. But either way, I love you guys so much. You guys have made so many good things happen to me and my family. And I could never repay y'all, honestly, because if I can't repay the government right now with the taxes that I owe, imagine y'all. But we're not going to get into that. You guys know where to find me in Instagram and YouTube, KODASTEVEN. We're going to keep on building the platform that I had on TikTok over there. We're going to keep doing YouTube videos. I'm going to be consistent, y'all. Just give me time, okay? I'm editing my YouTube videos. I love you guys enough to put in the effort. So very much appreciated with everyone on TikTok and a lot of great moments that I had and just everything. The opportunities, the friends, the moments, and I hope I can build that on Instagram and YouTube or wherever else, life takes me. So, yeah, guys, come to me, please.
And anything they could expect in 2025, anything, let's say plans that you already have like in motion?
So, right now, what I have going on is my YouTube videos. That's the most that I have in my motion right now. So you will be seeing a lot of YouTube videos coming through. Hopefully I get back to Orlando if Christian doesn't get on my nerves. And, just a lot of new things. I'm trying to see. Y'all probably will see me with a man if I go to federal court. Y'all will see me with a man, okay? So I'm excited for that. If you're homophobic, oh my God, how dare you, okay? This is Anthony. If Anthony's not homophobic, which I don't know, honestly. But, give me a chance. I'm funny. I'm fun, okay? All my friends are straight, okay?
Yeah.
That's a lie. But all my friends are straight, okay? If they love me, you gotta love me. Do it. Do it for the love.
Yeah. And with that being said, I want to thank Steven again for coming on the podcast. This was amazing. I think this episode is going to turn out fire.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
If not, y'all homophobic, okay? Huh? If not, y'all work for the government. Okay? I don't like people that work for the government.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm joking.
You're good.
But this has been like I think one of the best podcasts that I've been on.
Thank you.
That I've had fun. I've communicated more.
Yeah.
I haven't awkwardly laughed. I appreciate the other podcasts, but Anthony, you've made it really welcoming for me. So I appreciate all the questions and all the weird questions like, do we have pets in Puerto Rico?
Okay, it was just like a transitional question.
So no, I had so much fun. Honestly, you're really nice. You're really cool.
Thank you for coming on. You didn't have to, but you did.
I did.
And everybody's time is valuable, so I try not to like take up too much. Like when I was setting up and how we had that problem.
No, that's why I told you take your time.
Yeah, because we had a bug earlier, but
yeah, it's all good.
Figured it out.
We found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
But thank you so much for coming on. And yes, this is just one of the episodes we're filming out here in Florida. We got Rico on the pod coming soon. That one was gonna be funny and hilarious, and just like overall like a good episode.
So was this a good episode?
Yes, this is a good episode.
Was this hilarious?
I had already said it was a great episode.
Okay.
But yes, thank you so much, Chris.
Yes.
I mean, fuck.
Oh wow! Oh,
It's not like
I
that.
see how it is.
It's because Christian was walking by. Thank you so much, Steve, for coming
No,
on.
thank you. You're an amazing like podcaster, host, whatever.
Yeah,
You're really nice.
No,
Y'all, he's good.
He's just as funny as he is on his TikTok. Because I was laughing a lot in this.
Yeah. Do you see him? He's
I was
in
laughing.
PJs.
I was laughing more than I was laughing on with Christian's episode.
Oh.
That's
Was
all
it
I
very
gotta
serious
say.
with them?
Huh?
Was it very serious?
No,
with them?
it was just like there was like it would be like highs and lows. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I tried.
No, it was
I
good.
tried, guys.
But yes, thank you guys again for watching a brand new episode of the After High School podcast. Tune in next week for a brand new episode because we're putting out these every Tuesday on any platforms you listen to podcasts on. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.